supposed to put my mic on, huh? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry, we're running a little late tonight. But some people took a nap. We won't say any names. I took a nap, and it is still really low. I don't know what's up with this mic. That's no bueno. You know what I think it is that we're actually using the devices mic and not the lavalier. Let me see something really quickly. Bop, 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 bop. Will you say something, Mr. Bell?
I will. Sorry, I'm trying to see where we're at. Yeah, you're really soft. On YouTube, you're really soft.
Okay, I can see it. That should be a lot better.
Yes, that is significantly better.
Oh, but wait, are you seeing what I'm doing now or what I was doing before?
I just heard the chair creak.
Microphone check, microphone checker. Can you check that sound for me?
All right, you're good on Facebook.
When I said microphone check, I was good?
I got one in each ear, so.
I know, that's why I did microphone check specifically, so
Yeah.
you could check that sound, because there's a lag, babe.
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay.
On Facebook.
And microphone check, microphone checker.
Like
1, 2 checker. No, I'm just kidding.
It's soft on maybe it's me. Maybe it's my phone. Hold on.
Ooh.
I got you all the way up. Beep.
Okay.
Okay, you're okay.
Okay. Very good. Sorry, y'all. I'm late. It's my fault. It's all my fault. But we're here. Good evening, everyone. Can we say hi to everybody, baby?
All right. I'm turning everything off.
Okay.
There we go.
And see, Cassandra's saying she can't hear us. Oh,
right.
Lord.
Yeah.
This microphone, I'm looking at the thing. I think that when you heard me really well. Let me do this. It's actually better when I use the devices mic.
I disagree. You sounded fine.
I'm looking at that thing though. Okay, I'll put it back in. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. I'll just talk loud again tonight.
Very soft. Everybody's saying very soft. I think that's part of it, is we're being relatively quiet.
We're being quiet?
I know I was.
Okay.
So, because I was just kind of mumbling to myself. Can I hear? Can I not?
Oh, it's so hard to know because I don't know how much of the lag there is.
Yeah, Shaz just says, "Oh wow, much louder." Angie,
I know,
it's
but
louder.
Is that when I unplug the mic though, or when
Kathleen
I put it back
Hoovis, it's better now. Sound is good. I think it was a combination of two things, because remember you had a system update.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to go in during the week and play with it.
Well, I thought I did.
And second was, honestly, we weren't really talking. We were just kind of...
Oh, when we first came on?
We were just kind of mumbling. We weren't projecting from the diagram.
I think I'm right. The devices mic is working better than the lavalier, because now everyone's saying we're soft again.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'll try. We're going to go just the devices mic, and we'll see what happens. Because I'm looking at the indicator, and it's a lot louder on the even you're louder on the devices mic.
Okay.
Than on there. So we'll do that. Sorry, y'all. Technology, gotta love it. Gotta love it. But we are going to finish the project that we started. Let me start from the beginning. I'm sorry. Hi, y'all. I am Royce Hunt Bell, and the voice behind the camera is my darling hubby, David Bell. And together we make up Roycycled Treasures. So let's say hi to everybody, babe.
All right, on YouTube, we have Maria Rizzo. Your hair looks fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yes, the fro, y'all.
Absolutely. I'm going to ignore all the now I can hear you, now I can't.
Yes.
And just say, absolutely fab finds. Deborah Allen from Texas. The Photo God. F-O-T-O-G-O-D. I like that. Joan Volkman watching the Packer game on my TV, so I'm watching on my phone.
Oh,
That's
I
how
was
much
gonna say,
I love
David's
my
jealous because
Yeah.
you love me because you're missing the games.
Yes,
that you
that's
told me?
yeah. If you
I
ever
love you
question,
too.
if you ever question, I don't question you because you've come with me to Comic Cons. Shannon on Facebook, Shannon Booth, Sherry Vangen or Vangen from Minneapolis, Shaz Conabier from the UK,
This chair is squeaky tonight.
Cindy Dobson Landfear from Jones County, Iowa, Melissa List, Carol Klauk, Barbara Garrels, Leanne Nastasi, Carmen Dahmer. Hi, Carmen. Cassandra Smith is in early this time. She came in a little late
Oh yeah, that's
last
right.
week. Peggy Otto Finnegan from Colorado, Pam Knight from Yuma. Let's see, Belinda Ruth from Michigan, Mickey Hopkins from Iowa, Laurie Scott, excuse me. Let's see, Tammy Valoni, Debbie Dorman, Sandy Stanford. Your hair is adorable.
Thank you.
Deborah Sturgis, I love your hair. You were all worried about it today too.
I just said, should I wear the fro?
Yeah.
But I had to fluff it out, baby. I cannot wear the I just woke up from a nap fro.
Well, no, nobody can. I understand that. Let's see, Pamela McDowell, Connie Schweiko Coleman. That's a great name, Schweiko. You should be selling used cars. Come down to Schweiko Chevrolet.
You can pin him if you want.
Michelle Adamus. Oh, I didn't expect to see Michelle
Hey, Michelle.
today. Didn't she have? I think she's got some family stuff going on.
Michelle
I think I saw.
Adamus?
So whatever you have going on, Michelle, we're thinking of you.
You know something I don't know?
I just saw a post where it was like prayer warriors, one of those kind of things.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure. Hopefully everything's good. Liz Garcia Bauer, Patsy Miller from
Hey,
Northeastern
Liz.
North Carolina.
I know my poor design team probably feels like I've just abandoned them. I'm sorry, you guys. I have been so insanely busy.
Kim Lauterball, Anna Lee, Mickey Hopkins. Let's see, Luann Cox, love your hair. Sonia Himes is watching. Hi, Sonia.
Hey, Miss Sonia. I was thinking about you all last week. I need to call you.
Chris Schmidt, love the hair. Everybody's all in on the hair. You look like your logo now. See, that's the thing.
Oh, I know my logo's
I
bigger.
think that's my thing. Kathleen Woods, Haberly. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. My husband and I are watching you guys on YouTube on our 65-inch TV.
Oh, Lord. Don't tell me that.
Sound is much better now that you unplugged the mic. Yes, 65-inch is a good starting TV.
Oh, my gosh. Don't even get me started. My husband wants, what's our TV? I think our TV is big. It's big enough. Our living room, you guys, my house is tiny. Our living room is tiny, and we have this big screen TV. It's proportionate. Anything bigger would just look ridiculous.
We have
in
a
our living room.
55, 54
Yeah,
inch, something like that.
That's big
Our
enough.
son bought it. It was very nice, wonderful gift from him.
Yeah, it was for Mother's Day, but it really was a Father's Day gift. I feel chipped.
Yeah. But the reality is a 72-inch TV would be so much better.
Oh my gosh. Do
We
you guys
can move out the shelves. They got room to spread.
You guys weigh in on the TV size, because I have a feeling that this is a gender thing. Is a feeling that I get, because I'm like, to me, 65, 55, that's like good, right?
Oh, Michelle says that was not her. Good.
Oh, okay.
Then my mistake, and I'm glad it's not you. Good.
I don't need a big old giant TV. That one is big enough. And then now it's because our old flat screen, you couldn't see as much detail. So now I get to see everybody's wrinkly necks.
Well,
and I just assume they can see mine.
I bought that TV, and it was a 42-inch, I think, 42, something like that, in 2005.
I know.
And it lasted.
It was a good TV. It was perfectly fine.
3 moves.
I don't know why Dominique, it just bothered him so bad that he went and bought us a
Because it was in HD. It wasn't 4K. But it was at the time. It was like top of the line when I bought it, because I spent $1,500 on that TV.
Let's get started, because it's almost a quarter after.
All right, Carrie Gann says, any chance of getting a decoupage paper with an orca whale or nautical theme? Up here in the PNW, where I live, that's the style. All right. Is that... Let's It's not the Merit. What's the PNW?
I don't know. Pacific Northwest?
Pacific Northwest. There you go. Good call. See, I went the other side, and I went to Canada and the Maritimes and Nova Scotia and that. We had another Love the Hair. Who somebody said they love the hair. Oh, Michelle says they love the hair. Dawn Headley says love the hair. Let's see, Lexi Grenzer. David, you have no wall left with a TV that big.
See, Lexi's been in my living room. Right, Lexi? I'm right.
No, you would have a wall of TV. And that's perfect.
Oh my gosh. It's a quarter after, babe. We better get started.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for jumping on with us tonight. Oh my gosh, me and my husband's conversations, I just don't know. We did not talk about what we're going to talk about either tonight, so I don't know what y'all going to get. We'll see what happens. But tonight, we are going to work on the mixed media piece we started last week. I'm trying to clean off my table a little bit before I point the camera down, y'all, because it's a red hot mess.
And I hope nobody minds I'm eating one of your cookies. So if you hear me crunching...
That's what it is?
I'm eating a cookie.
Okay.
Because Royce made cookies last night.
Yeah. When he says Royce made cookies, I get the frozen Walmart brand cookies that are already cut in squares and put them in the toaster. I love it because I can cook like six cookies at a time and then that's it. So we're going to be working with the Roycycled Stencils. This is the nice clean one. Of course, the ones we started with last week are already like jacked up. So I'll point you guys down so we can see what we're working on. I did want to talk to you guys about something really quickly because as I was prepping today, I was thinking about you guys. So I showed you guys my living room floor at 2 a.m. on Facebook because I was priming a bunch of cardboard with some clear primer. And I posted that this is Carmen, this is all your fault. That it was Carmen's fault that I was doing this because she did a project. Let me see if I have it. She did this project right here on cardboard. Isn't that fabulous? And so I was like, I love the texture of it. And so I'm like all in on the cardboard. But I wanted to talk to you guys about it because one of the reasons I think that I'm so excited about creating on the cardboard is because I am always taking like different courses and stuff to learn how to do stuff. And whenever I'm working on like a wood canvas or a canvas, there's something about it that makes me feel like I can't like, I'm not scared, but there's something about working on like a wood canvas or a canvas that makes me hesitate. That makes me like question every step that I make, and I really don't give myself a chance to fully like experiment. Because whenever I take a course, I never walk away doing exactly what the person taught us to do. I'm just looking at kind of like how they use their products, what tools they're using, you know, how they do things is really what I'm looking to take away. And so the cardboard frees me up from all that because I have no expectation, zero expectation. It's freaking cardboard. And when you really get down to it, especially when we're working on projects like these, we're using like tablespoons of products, right? It's not like we're using a ton of product where we need to be careful. So I like using the cardboard because it frees me up to be able to experiment and play without feeling like I'm going to mess up or not worrying about messing up because it's just a piece of cardboard and like a few tablespoons of product. So I can play and hopefully I can learn something. So anyways, back to our project. I hope that makes sense to you guys because a lot of you guys were asking like, what am I going to do with the cardboard? And I have been playing with the cardboard. I've made a couple of things. But our background that we made for this project is actually a piece of cardboard. And if I make something and I feel like it's fabulous and I want to keep it, I can either mount it onto a board or I can put it in a frame, right? And then my piece of cardboard now becomes a piece of art. And so I just want to talk to you guys. I know I'm throwing stuff today about that. So this is where we left off last week. We were working with our cloche and we all decided that the base of this cloche needed something, right? And so I had gone through and we did this together last week where I went through a piece of paper, but I don't really like that color. Like it's not warm enough to bring the tones that I have up here in, and it's too cool against this. So I'm going to ditch that. And we're going to do something, we should do it together anyways. So the thing about these stencils too, you guys, is we have so many options. And I've seen people use them with texture already. I've seen them used just over the paper, which is good. And so how you use it really depends on what you want to accomplish. And so I wanted to talk about the stencil because when you're using them, you kind of have to think backwards, right? Like if I just stencil this piece and cut it out, I'm going to end up with all of this is going to be covered, and then just the piece that's under this mask is going to be what's revealed. But I was thinking, I kind of like the idea of having all of this look like metal and having this middle part be white, because I can stamp something in here. Because I was thinking, you know, I'm using kind of a spooky, we're building something kind of spooky, and I thought I could put Forevermore in there, and that would be really cool, right? So this is what we did last week, and all I did was I outlined this piece and then I cut it out, right? And if I wanted, I could use this on the base of my piece, and it would fit perfectly in here because I'm using the stencil to do everything, so it unifies everything. So I could put that in there, and that could look cool, but I don't think that's what I want, though. I think I want more of the mechanics on here. So that's what I'm going to do. And for those of you who weren't here last week, what we did was we used our cloche for the top portion of this over a piece of the Halloween Masterboard decoupage paper. And that's what this piece is. And I use the base of the globe on the base of my cloche. And so that's where we are. And I'm thinking that I want a piece of mechanical. I want my base to look like it's a piece of mechanics. And so we're going to use the Roycycled Rivets paper. And then this warmth here is going to really like speak back to the warmth at the top of my design, right? But I also want to pull in some of these blues and greens because I'm hoping to be able to integrate some Poseidon later. And so I'm going to take this, and I could pixie it, but I don't think I'm going to need to. And I think I'm going to try to use my white pen on this, so when I cut it out, it blends in a little better. But I want one with bigger. I need like a number 10. All these are smaller, of course. 5. Oh, there we go. So rather than stenciling it, I don't know, you guys, should I do a stencil? Maybe if I used ink instead of paint. I think that's what I'll do.
Jenny Marmion says you're a great distraction tonight. Glad you're here. Maybe it was Jenny.
Oh, it was Jenny. It was Jenny. I am so glad your son is okay, Jenny.
Okay.
I can't imagine. That would be so scary.
Connie Coleman just went on vacation up in Wisconsin, Northern Illinois. Found your products at a shop.
Oh, cool.
That was similar to what a local here who was in Virginia.
Yes, she was in Virginia and she found my products.
So we were wondering if that was Michelle's shop.
It wasn't Michelle's shop. We did find it. It wasn't Michelle's.
Oh, okay.
It was in a weird named town that I can't, not weird name, but the name of the town was something that I didn't know before.
Carmen Dahmer says, coming to see you next week.
I know, Carmen. So I have my black ink. I'm going to use ink instead of paint on this one because I want to be able to see my mechanical stuff. So I'm going to go over this, and it's still going to mark out the stencil, but the ink is going to be more transparent so I don't lose all of that mechanical yumminess.
All right, we have a question. Shaz Conabeer says you have a block, B-L-O-C-K, and she's using the international, circle with a line through it symbol. Could you explain that, Shaz?
I don't know.
Cassandra Smith, I love cardboard, thinking of building my next house with it. Let's see. I'm catching up, so
Okay.
We've been really far back. Michelle Monroe Allen, I end up with rooms of things to be upcycled for the same reason, so I have to be like, come on now, just go for it.
Yeah. And I think sometimes, so like you'll see somebody do something, right? You're like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And then you'll pull out something that you want to upcycle, or you'll pull out maybe a wooden panel that and I think it makes you hesitate. And so you guys can practice on cardboard. And I think you'd be surprised. I think that what you'll make will be fabulous because you won't be careful.
Sandy Stanford says, I can't find a Roycycled stockist within 25 miles. I live near Cincinnati, Ohio. So please put your links.
Yeah, put your links. You know what, Sandy? If you can't find someone near you, like 99% of the Roycycled retailers do ship or have an online shopping. And so I'm sure there's somebody here who would love to take care of you.
Michelle Adamus, could you use an X-Acto knife to cut the paper out for the base?
I could, Michelle, but I think that, and I could have just like traced it and then cut it out. I'm going to show you guys what happens though, because I think it's kind of cool.
Oh, Shaz Conbear, Royce has a block when you were talking about working on canvas.
Oh, yeah.
So like a mental block?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it happens. I'm like more careful or
I was in
more
a panic.
cautious.
I thought maybe...
oh, something was going on.
Yeah.
And so you guys can see where I can still see my stencil really clearly, right? But because I use the ink, I still get to maintain the design even behind the ink. And so I'm going to end up with something completely different than what I currently have on my board. I'm actually going to have to paint. I think I'm going to paint that black white.
Deborah Allen, I love cardboard. It drives my family crazy because I break down and save my Amazon boxes.
That's what I did. Well, I went through, I was trying to be disciplined about it though, because I went through and I pulled out some pieces and I put some clear gesso on them and I put them in my little closet. So I have a set amount of cardboard.
Everybody's saying that's Nevermore, the Raven.
Oh, what did I say?
I don't know.
Oh, Nevermore. I said Forevermore.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I want you guys to look at your stencils and just, you have like options, because I could just cut out this middle piece and put it in here and that actually would look really cool, or I can cut all the way around it and just put it over this whole base. So we'll start by cutting around it and let's see if we like it. But yes, Michelle, you could use an X-Acto knife. Michelle and I, our personalities are about as opposite as you can ever imagine. I know when Michelle watches me create, I probably drive her absolutely insane because Michelle is very organized and she's very thoughtful. You know, she has things figured out in her head before she starts. Not me. And Michelle made a piece with the urn. She used the texture and she used the IOD, I want to say it was the holly mold. And she made a fabulous piece. I don't know if you guys saw it. I think I shared it in the group. It's beautiful.
Let's see. We have Ruby Valentine and Company just hopped on. Hello from Nova Scotia. Delivered the commission dresser of Nelson Mandela today. I posted a reaction as it was a surprise. You have to check it out.
Oh, I'm going to have to check it out.
Michelle Allen, you could do it on the back and cut it out, right? Or would that be backwards?
I could do it on the back and then... Oh, yeah, you could.
Deborah Booker, cut all around it. That's very cool. Michelle Adamus, you do not drive me insane.
I knew she would say that because she's also nice. So she would not tell me if I even drove her insane. But Michelle is very careful and she's very thoughtful. And there's no judgment either way, right? It's just people are different.
Well, and with Michelle Adamus?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to let you in on the secret for Michelle Adamus.
What?
She stays hidden, and I know this because I do the exact same thing as a reporter by going and asking questions about you. So she doesn't have to give up anything about herself because she focuses on whoever she's talking to.
Oh,
it's a brilliant move.
So I'm gonna bring you guys in a little bit. Oh wait, I didn't want that.
Joan
there.
Volkman says Packer touchdown. Good job, Joan.
See, you guys, I think I love that better, right?
Yes, when the Packers score. Yes, I love it too. Oh.
I'm talking about the whole piece rather than just cutting out that center piece and covering the white.
I'm sure your audience is far more concerned about football than this.
Linda's saying it takes forever to dry. You know what, Linda? If you hit it with a little heat, it'll set. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to hit this with a little bit of heat. And I'm not using a ton of ink either. I use these beauty blenders, you guys. I love these. when I'm doing my stenciling, because you're using very little product. So I don't have a ton of ink on there to begin with. And I'm going to use my heat from my heat gun to actually set the ink so that it doesn't move when I get ready to decoupage this piece of paper.
She has Conbeer. My creativity turns on around organized chaos. Cannot do tidy crafting.
Some people can. I mean, and it's just personality types. You know, we're all different. We were talking about leadership the other day. You and I were talking about it. And I was saying that I've always had a very clear understanding of my strengths and weaknesses. And so I always surround myself with people who are like really organized, because I'm not. I'm wholly aware. And it's fine. Of course, I drive them absolutely crazy, but you know, they love me enough to stick around.
Zoe Panette, I'm not concerned about sports. I have plenty of dishes.
No, Zoe. No dishes. No dishes.
Let's see. And the Packers are up 17-7. And it's the Bears. I'm giving up Packers-Bears, sweetheart.
I love you.
This is the longest rivalry in the NFL.
What were you watching earlier and you were like, I'm out?
Cardinals and Raiders.
I am going to, the cloche has like a little piece that kind of wraps around. And I think I'm going to cut those off so that it blends better with, I mean, it works with the globe, right? But I think if I cut them off, it'll work better with the cloche.
Pamela Adair, where does the blender come from?
The blender. Oh, Amazon. You can, I think, so at Dollar Tree, if you're lucky, you can find them at Dollar Tree. But when you go online, they want you to buy all 3 sizes, but this one's pretty big. Like, let's see. I have my tape measure. Oh, Lord have mercy. I am such a mess.
I believe
this one's about an inch.
Didn't we decide
it's a pretty good
the
size.
6-quarter store now?
It's a 6-quarter. Oh, yeah, that's what we said last week.
Somebody called it the 6-quarter store.
I can't lose my stamps. I'm going to need those in a few minutes. So I love using the blender, though, with my, with any stencil.
Yeah, Shannon Booth, those makeup brushes are at the $1.25 store.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the 5-quarter store. My bad.
Carmen Downward, this is when you need a tiny TV you can hide in the craft studio. You actually have a TV.
I have a TV in here, and I don't even watch it. It's just in here. You guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. Like, I legitimately am a mess. Like, I cannot sit still and watch TV. So my sons laugh at me because I will watch the same thing over and over again. But it's generally because I probably didn't see the whole thing the first time. Like, I just cannot sit on the couch and just watch TV. I'm usually doing something else.
Pamela Adair corrected me. It's the 5-quarter store.
Oh.
Lori Scott, I have a stupid question. No, it's not.
No such thing as a stupid question.
I got the 1-hour enamel from you.
Yes.
How do I open the can?
Just use like a screwdriver or something. It's just like a metal lid would be, but it's just plastic.
Do they have the little
clippies on there? Are you having trouble? If you use a flathead screwdriver, it's perfect. You can just put it under those little clippies and fling them off. Just be careful because they do fly. And then the lid works just like the lid on a tin can would. You just have to like pop it off.
Let's see. Debbie Dorman, Cardinals Raiders drove me nuts, but that ending, yes, that's true. I do know how it ended. Just in case anybody recorded the game, I'm not saying. But,
oh, you're gonna be nice.
Well, yeah, you know, fair is fair. Hey, I ruined a game for a coach once. He was coaching, and all I did was go up to him and go, "Boy, that Yankee win, huh?" And did he lose his mind? I was recording. He's like, "Yeah, I should have known better."
You should have.
I should have.
And he was working.
He was working. So, Sandy Holtzmuller, off topic. Love your hair.
Thank you.
Shannon Booth, careful, I've been popped in the face with those. Yeah, those.
Yeah, you want to fling them away from you. I've never been popped in the face, though, but they do fling. And you guys will see that because I heated up my ink, it didn't move, right? When I did that. And so I like that base better. What do you guys think? Oh, wait. I'm always missing the camera. And so you can see how the black is still there, right? So I still have my base, but because it's the ink, you can see through it. And so you can still see what's underneath it a little bit.
On YouTube, Karen Nance, it's her first live.
Hi, Karen.
So hello, Karen.
We chat a lot on our lives, just letting you guys know.
Lana Hall loves your hair. Absolutely Fab Finds loves that whole piece. I would have never thought of that.
How fun, right? And it's because I'm working on cardboard. Like, I'm like, well, if it doesn't work, I'll just, I don't know, start with something new next time. It's like not a big deal.
Debbie Dorman gave away the ending of the Cardinals game. That's fine. That's fine.
She gave away the ending. It wasn't you, though,
It
right?
wasn't me.
Okay. And so for those of you who weren't here last week, I do want to take a few moments to talk about the stencils. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about them, but I am just so excited.
Yeah, Karina Eldridge says, love the stencils, so different to everything else that's out there.
Yes, and that's kind of what that was the plan. Because we chose to do our base with the globe, right? But we have other options on the other stencils. For instance, if we would have chosen to use ¿cómo se dice? The urn, we could have used just this part, right? And it could have been a plate. Or we could have used the whole urn. You guys have seen several other projects. Let me see. I have several on here. This is one that I used, and I only used the top of the urn. So I just used the top as if it were a plate, right? And I want to say, oh, this one. And here's Carmen's. She used the actual urn as the base for the cloche. And so your stencils are interchangeable. And Michelle Adamus did a really good job of demonstrating all the different pieces of the cloche. Quite honestly, in ways I hadn't thought about. That is my best part, my favorite part, by the way, you guys. When I put stuff out and you guys do stuff I hadn't thought about. Because she even did it just up to here with just this little piece. And it was like a little dish. Like from here to here. And this little square right here can be the base, or this can be the base. And so you guys have options for how you can use it. But I use the base of the globe on my cloche for what we're doing today, which I'm something spooky and Halloween-y. I do feel like I need something warm inside of here. Did you guys see the cloche that Lynn Brundage did with the butterflies from this same sheet of paper? Her goal was to use one sheet of paper for her entire project, and I did not download a picture of it, or I would show it.
I'm curious, has anybody done with the stencils yet, especially with the urn, but it could work with the cloche, a three-dimensional piece? So
yes.
You could put, the paper down, then the stencil, but then something three-dimensional
Yes.
as in that.
Yes.
Who has done that?
Michelle Adamus did a textured piece, and also I just shared a reel in the group from Colleen from Furniture Facelift by Kobe using some texture through the stencil.
Well, I'm thinking like dried flowers. So you actually have...
Oh, like, well, yeah, so Michelle, I wish I would have downloaded a picture. Michelle Adamus, she used molds.
Okay.
Yeah. So she made it dimensional with the texture, and then she used molds in the top of her urn. It's actually pretty fabulous.
Not denying that, but I think you could even go bigger if you went with like a flower or something.
Even more out than
yeah,
the
even
molds?
more out. So it's two-dimensional with three-dimensional. What would that be? 2 times 3. It'd be 6-dimensional. I don't know.
Do your 3D butterflies. Oh.
Yeah. Those little crocheted butterflies I've seen, or the paper ones.
Well, I've done before
for a three-dimensional product, project, I'm saying.
Where I put them on cardstock, though, and then I cut them out and I bent them up and then glued them so that the wings stick out. That's really an excellent idea. I know, I should have came more prepared today. I'm like...
Shannon Booth, you can turn it upside down as well, use different sections.
Yes.
Michelle Adamus loved Lynn's project. And then Michelle also said Colleen did a three-dimensional project.
She did. She used texture paste is what she used in hers. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm thinking. I had a very clear picture of what I was going to do when I started last week, but then we didn't finish. So now I'm having to do a bit of a reset. So this is the Roycycled Halloween Masterboards paper. And so we used this piece out of it last week. This guy is going to go on my globes, but he's going to be like a magical crystal Halloween ball. Anyways, I think that these butterflies would look really nice just because they're really warm. And again, they'll bring this down into this part. Or I can use my death moth in there too. I don't know. Or we can put transfers. Let's put transfers. I'm going to go over the top of this with the Willow enamel again really quickly because I can't remember if I did that last week. And
Jeannie Mustaine, spider web inside the cloche.
Oh, I know. Now, I did the spider web piece portion of that paper on this one. Although you really don't see the spider web. You just mostly see the print. But it is from that piece. And in this one, I put mushrooms. And I did plant a little froggy in there. So, let's look at our Whispering Willow transfer and see what we can find.
And Carmen Dahmer says, let's get crazy about half of the top of the cloche as a winter hat.
Oh, wow. Of course, Carmen's imagination just confounds me.
Sure. It looks a little bit like a toque.
I know. Somebody said, what was it when I showed them? They said it looked like, I forgot what it was when I was in the group. Oh, it was the ball. It was looked like a helmet.
Yeah, the space helmet.
A space helmet, that's what it was. And really, it could be anything you guys want it to be, right? I mean, that's the whole thing, is that it can absolutely be whatever you guys want it to be. I kind of wish I would have done the cloche in the ink and maintained some of that transparency, but it's okay. We're good. Why am I doing it that way when I have my magic dryer right here? I'm trying not to bend over too far in this chair, y'all, because, you know, there can be problems when you do that.
We're at halftime.
We're at,
the football game. We're at an hour 41.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are at 6:41. Or
We're at 41 minutes.
41 minutes, excuse me.
Oh, I know, huh, Michelle? With the cozy stamp on the hat. You guys see? You guys are too good. Ooh, and then Michelle, you could go in and put some like texture medium and stipple it on there to make it look like it has like a little fuzzy bobble on the top too. Baby's looking at me like, what?
No, I'm just thinking about the head that's underneath that hat. That's a big head.
Well, yeah. Everything's to scale though, you don't know.
Are you gonna put a head underneath that hat?
No, we don't have a head that big. Unless somebody wants to sketch it. Now, whenever you guys use transfer over your decoupage paper, you really want to make sure that your project is dry. Because any moisture is going to affect your transfer's ability to adhere to your surface. And you guys will notice that all my stuff is still matte, even though I'm putting on multiple layers. It's because I'm using a matte.
Carmen Dahmer says the Winter Beast could wear a hat.
Ooh. I'd like to see the Winter Beast wear a hat.
Jeannie Mustaine, don't stencil on the ball on top of the cloche, and then it's a crystal ball.
Well, we have the snow globe, too, that could be a crystal ball.
Maybe you want a slightly more elongated.
You want an elongated crystal ball?
Hey, maybe you get different glimpses of the future.
you get a bigger picture. Is that what you're saying?
That's what it could be.
And I think I want mushrooms in here.
A funny gnome using the top as the nose if turned certain ways. That's from Shannon Booth. Mary Casey says clear resin over the cloche would be cool.
Oh, that would be so cool. Because then you could really put something three-dimensional in there and then do the resin over it. I don't know what I want to put in my cloche now. What did I say I was going to do last week, you guys? I had a very clear vision, and now it's gone. So you know what? Let's work around the cloche while I think some more. And I come kind of prepared with what I'm going to do, but not wholly prepared, so that you guys can come along my thought process. which I know can be scary sometimes. I'm sorry. But let's play on the outside of the cloche for a little bit while I figure out what else I want to put in there. Do I want to put anything in there? Maybe I should just put Nevermore inside the cloche and just leave it like that.
Shannon Boo says the cloche and the snow globe.
Yes. So I do want to add some color, and I am going to paint right out of a can, but it's only because it's almost empty. And I know there's somebody that's going to be squeamish when they watch me use my scissors, but just look away.
So, because this is a fall piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you necessarily want butterflies? No, right?
Oh, no, that's what I'm trying. No, I don't want butterflies. Those butterflies are very specific. Those,
I mean, they'll make a wonderful spring piece.
No. These butterflies migrate in the fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why we love them. These are the ones, remember when the Day of the Dead in Mexico, when all of the butterflies get there?
Oh, yeah.
And yes,
okay.
It's, if you guys have never seen a video of that, it is so beautiful. Yes, so they migrate in the fall. So to me, when I think of those butterflies, I think of fall.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking for
I think of monarchs, and I think of the spring.
Well, other butterflies I think of spring, but not monarchs. You guys tell me, what do you guys think?
Monarchs are spring, aren't they?
I mean, they may come out of their cocoons in the spring, but they migrate to Mexico in the fall.
That's a different butterfly.
The monarch? No, it's the monarch.
Is it the monarch?
I will show you a video on YouTube.
I don't doubt you. I'm just saying.
So you guys, look. So this is the can that's probably been in my shed for like, I don't know, probably a year or more. Probably more than that. And the lid wasn't on real good. So I have this really nice, yummy, thick stuff that's like perfect for stenciling, even though that's not what I'm going to use it for. But I just want to introduce some color into this piece. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. But I don't have to be super precious about it because it's just a piece of cardboard, right? So I'm just going to scrape off some of this.
Jeanette Murray says, I would paint a tree with golden leaves coming out over the cloche.
Ooh, that would be really
says you're
pretty.
correct about the monarchs. I thought monarchs were spring. So.
I mean, they might, baby. They may not. Maybe they come out of their cocoons in the spring.
I don't know.
But they migrate in the fall. So we may be talking about two different things.
I'm not an entomologist, so I do not know.
I'm not either, but I pretend to be one on TV. I know. I'm such a
Michelle
dork.
Bourget says monarchs are coming out of their cocoons right now, heading south from New England. So there you go. All right.
If you guys have never seen, if you look up on YouTube, the migration of the monarchs, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. And I cannot think of, does somebody know the city in Mexico where they migrate to every year? Because I can't remember the name of the city. But it's beautiful. It is gorgeous. And I did not grab my card. Dang it. Oh, you know what? I have my... I knew why I brought my whole envelope. This is my couch stash right here, you guys. This is my stash of supplies that sits by the couch. So that when the hubs goes to sleep, I can mess around. But I think I want to put some hash marks on here, though. So I'm just picking up some paint. And this is, I lucked out. This is just a regular card. So you guys could use, like, when they give you those cards at the grocery store or the gas station, or, you know, or you get those free credit cards in the mail and they're plastic. You can save them because they make really good craft supplies. I have my whole one, and then I have the ones that I've cut up to make smaller marks. But I'm just going to, I don't know, just make some marks on here. Can you guys see what I'm doing?
Arlene Adaptante, excuse me. I'm in Corpus Christi, Texas. Monarchs are out. Michelle Bourget, the journey from the U.S. and Canada to central Mexico actually completes the monarch's annual life cycle.
Yes.
From late fall to early spring, the dense forest of Mexico's central highlands, populated with fir trees, is where the monarch butterflies overwinter until they begin their northern migration in March. It would be better if I had an English accent.
I know, right?
I really would have. Says Google. Michelle says afterwards. Says Google.
I'm serious. You guys should watch the video. It's beautiful. Will Smith hosts a video where he's talking about it, because he integrates the actual culture of the local people there in response to the annual migration. It's actually, and they actually show up around the celebration of the Day of the Dead. And so to the local people there, those are the souls that are represented.
It's only true if Richard Attenborough narrates it, though.
Is that?
That's it. Just him. Sandy Stanford, can you rubber transfer on the corrugated part?
I don't know, because this corrugated is pretty deep. So I think that you would have problems getting a transfer on there. I don't want to say no, though. You can try and see what happens. I just think the really high points, it would stick, and then the low parts, I don't know what would happen. It would be broken. I guess you could, but it would be broken.
But maybe that's the appeal.
Yeah, that could be.
Linda Lynch, the Monarchs are incredible in person, almost unbelievable. It's huge. They gather in Central California near the coast in the fall. Jeannie Mustaine, Michoacan, west of Mexico City.
See?
I only know Michoacan from Cheech and Chong, so.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I know of that part of Mexico. Michelle Adamus, is this paint color Poseidon?
Yes,
Bowie?
This is Poseidon that I'm using, and I just wanted to bring some color in, not a ton. You guys know I like my neutrals, but and I also love my teals. And I used to apologize for it, but I'm not anymore. It's just what I'm drawn to. I like it.
Ooh, Joan Volkman, I like this idea. How about, this is on YouTube, how about using a stack of old tattered books under the glass, since you want to use the phrase evermore?
Oh, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, I like that.
I do. Huh, Lexi? We like that. I don't know if Lexi's still watching. But we have some stuff lined up for you guys moving forward. So I think that is just enough color. You guys can probably barely even see it, huh?
No, they do, and they like how the color's making it pop.
Just a little bit of poppage. We like popping, right?
Sandy Stanford says that's a cool technique with the card. I have a card tip.
Yes.
Those cards can be used to scrape your windshield when you get a frost.
Oh.
Because when I first moved here...
From Lake
Havasu.
Where it's hotter than the devil.
The devil, he vacations away from Havasu.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's just too darn hot. The first week I was here, we got a frost. It dipped. And there I am. I haven't had a window scraper since I moved from Chicago 20 years ago.
Chicago.
And I had an old insurance card in my wallet. And I learned it makes a fine frost scraper.
Oh.
Not if there's a freeze.
No, but we don't get like...
No.
I mean, it gets a little chilly here because we're at the base of a mountain. And so I think the elevation is why we get like...
And am I correct? Is our mountain the tallest in Arizona? I think
it might be, because that's why the telescope is there.
Yes. So people talk about Denver. Yes, Denver's high up, but Flagstaff, Arizona is actually at a higher elevation than Denver, and our mountain is higher than Flagstaff.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Somebody should Google that for
us.
us.
I got the monarch thing wrong. I could be totally wrong about this too. But if I say it with enough authority, people will believe me.
Oh my gosh. You guys, I swear I used Google so much when David and I first started dating, because he has been a journalist for how long, babe?
This is my 27th year.
27 years. So he knows a little bit about everything. Everything. And so, we have discussions about stuff. And I still don't know what I want to put in here. Why am I struggling?
So we have a question. Oh, Shannon Booth, yes, I've done that with my windows. Hey, those little plastic cards. You get a new one with your insurance every year, or your new ARP card, or whatever, because I got one of those. Hey, the old one makes a decent scraper. That's all I'm saying. If you do a transfer on the ridges, it might mash the ridges down. That's what Sandy Stanford said.
These are pretty,
Amy, I just gave your name wrong. Amy, I'm sorry. Amy Betcher? Boettcher. I probably say it different each week. That credit card won't work in Wisconsin. Trust me, I know.
I don't think Wisconsin's probably a whole nother kind of cold.
I have said, and I got laughed at for saying this.
Oh.
We were in the newsroom one day, and my friend, who's not a journalist anymore, said, if you go anywhere, where would you go? And I said, I'd probably go to London or Montreal or maybe Sydney. You know, those are the kind of places I'd like to travel to.
Mm-hmm.
They said, well, what's your favorite place? And I said, honestly, Wisconsin. And she just cracked up. And I said, I've never had a bad time in Wisconsin. That's a great state. The people are fantastic. It's fun. The food is fantastic. I love Wisconsin. So I have been there many times. And you're right. You need a blowtorch depending on where you're at.
Oh, it kills me that people like put what do they do with batteries so their car doesn't freeze?
Oh, well, you either put a heater on, or if you're in a pinch, you could just put a blanket over it. It's not the greatest. A blanket will not save you if it gets really cold.
A blanket will work here.
Yeah. But it's better than just leaving it out. But yeah, you have to plug into a heater.
Aside from the Whispering Willow, the Franz Botanical and the Entomology are probably the two transfers I use the most often. For any of you who've been following me, you guys probably already know this. So I'm just trying to figure things out. I cannot believe I'm having such a hard time.
Michelle Bourget says Humphreys Peak. Is that in Arizona?
I don't know.
I mean, it could be. I don't know.
Humphreys Peak.
I've never heard of it.
Maybe it's on a mountain.
Shannon Booth, I think runging up the base a little will help you decide what to put in the middle.
You think it's too clean? Is that why I'm struggling? And I know the death moth has gone out of this already because that's always my go-to.
And Shannon Booth said your frog looked awesome in the other cloche.
Oh, I know, right? He was so cute. He was perfect in there. I could do a scarab beetle.
Tammy Valoni said, I think you did say something about using the fern inside the cloche. I don't think it works. I'll be honest, your go-tos don't work with what you've set up.
I think that I think they could though. I think that
Joan Volkman on YouTube, how about putting one single rose? Like in Beauty and the Beast.
Like in Beauty of the Beast. I thought about that the other day.
I would say if you have a black and white one, that would work. So a black rose.
If I would have had a different background, a black rose would be fabulous. I don't have no black roses. I think I'm gonna set it up like a oddities collection.
Mary Beth Goodwin embossing the ink would be cool. Shannon Booth, the bugs, any bugs.
I know. That's what I'm thinking, Shannon. You and I are like in the same place.
I like the books. You don't have any books.
I don't have any books, baby. I would use books if I had books, and there may be books in the future, but there aren't any right now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use bugs.
Sherry Spade Benhart is from Wisconsin.
Ooh. I don't know why that song is in my head. I don't know the words.
Speaking of, I am forcing my wife. I think our audience is closer to me than to you. So I'm forcing my wife to watch that 70s show again.
Oh, I like that 70s show. It's funny.
And they're based in Wisconsin. And I said I've been to the place that it's based on. Their town is called Point Place, but it's based on Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And I've been there. It's a great town. I love that town. Tommy Harvey's grandmother lived there, so we always had a place to go. So anyway, I'm just curious if others are watching, because it's finally on Peacock. It's been gone off of streaming for like 3 or 4 years.
You guys, I wish my death moth was here because I would use it. Although I would have loved it if IOD would have gave me like 3 sizes of death moth instead of just the one. I take a whole page actually.
Shannon Booth is pushing you hard on that frog. Bugs inside and a frog crawling on the outside of the glass.
I'm thinking that I'm going to go with like a collection here.
Tammy Ziers, IOD Roses stamp with black ink or paint.
But then I'd have to paint them. I thought about that when we said a black rose.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Just saying.
It's not a bad idea. I did think about it. If I could paint like Lexi, because
this is the I don't care what happens to it piece. This is play. Okay. Then I will accept your fern.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying the fern does not work.
It does not work there. I don't know. We'll see.
You've established a very nice Halloween-y piece. And ferns, I don't even think the bugs work.
I think the bugs work. Unless I do the moon. You know what I need? Hold on.
Billy Keir says use the cardboard death moth, fold it 3D. Susan Gully, Black Rose would be perfect.
I know, but I don't know.
All right, here's one. Here's a good one. Belinda Ruth. What about the typewriter from the industrial project blocks?
It's too big. It's bigger than my cloche. What did I do with my Halloween paper? I just had it.
Barbara Garrels, the beetle looks too large. Ooh, they're turning on you. That's it. Join me in the revolution.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say, you're way too excited about that.
I am Spartacus. Follow me.
Because I'm thinking...
Michelle Monroe Allen, just use a deep wine color, water it down, let it dry, then do the rose stamp over top.
Oh, to make like a mask. That would be pretty.
Lindsay Tyler, Roses Mold. Shannon Booth, how about the branches stamp? Patsy Miller, I agree with David. As you should. No fern or bugs.
No fern or bugs. What am I supposed to put in here? I gotta put something in the clothes. I mean, I already have a raven.
Oh, we have a first timer, Nancy Crippen from
Hi,
Phoenix.
Nancy.
Linda,
welcome to the mayhem.
She's on YouTube. Also on YouTube, Linda Gibson.
Okay, let me just look at it.
Use the one on the cover.
Let me just, use the death moth on the cover and make it 3D. Let me just look for a second.
Marty Hardy says the big bug is creepy for sure.
I know. See, Marty, that means she agrees with me.
I'm just
Halloween, like apothecary, because I'm thinking like not like traditional or obvious Halloween, more like that kind of creepy apothecary. Lexi and I agree on this.
Angie Champagne, do you have any creepy dead tree branches?
You know what? I have a stencil, but it's in the house.
All right. What about this? Because I will run and go get it. What about your hummingbird nest? Make it 3D.
No.
Okay.
Baby, that's like 5D. Because you have to keep into... So, I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
But then the perspective would be off. Like,
okay.
You can't just sit something on top of it, because that's not how it would sit in the cloche.
And that's fine. I'm not an artist. I'm just throwing things out. I'm somebody who reacts to art.
I think my problem is this raven is already sitting here and has already set the scene.
I would say this has probably been... You all, so we have about 120 on YouTube and about 35 on, 35 on YouTube, about 120 on Facebook. You guys are witnessing the biggest argument we've had since we got married.
Oh my gosh. I could
There was one time you were unhappy with me before we got married. And you were very clear about that. And I don't think I've ever done what I did then.
No.
But
it's so wonderful being self-aware.
Yeah.
Because men always want to fix it. You have to tell them, I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to listen. That's it.
And that's what I needed to hear. And I always ask, do you want an idea? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Are you venting or do you want me to help you fix it? I'm just venting.
But I think, and the reason I say that is Joan Volkman says this is a really fun live tonight.
I know, Joan. You guys are watching me struggle creatively. Usually I would have made up my mind by now.
Yeah, I think this is honestly the biggest disagreement we've had since we've gotten married. Is whether or not that fern belongs in there. Let's see.
Do I want that dead
Sherry Spade Benhart says, how about a tree from one of the Halloween papers?
So I cut the tree off, Sherry. I think that Sherry is pointing out my issue that I'm having, actually,
Okay,
without
so
even knowing it.
let me scroll back because everybody's got an idea.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe I should just stamp words in there and just leave it the way it is.
I really gotta go back. Okay. Susan Gully, rose mold would be perfect. Anna Lee, she likes branches. Carol Clout, is there a moth on the cloche stencil? Isn't there a moth?
There is. Maybe I should use that.
Marty Leibarger Hardy, do you have a mouse? Michelle Adamus, what about the tree and the Halloween matterboard?
Yeah, the master board.
Masterboard.
And I think that may be what's happening, you guys, because there's supposed to be a tree. Well, I have a piece of the tree, but we cut off the bulk of it. Whoops. That's last year's Halloween.
Memory Williams says use the heart. Shannon Booth, the branches and vines IOD stamp in black.
Ooh, Shannon, that is a good idea.
Susan Gully, if you have a rose made out of clay, break it apart. Catherine Mills, watching from Australia. Hi, Catherine. Tammy Baloney, what about a skull?
What I should have done, and I think that this is a problem that I'm having, because if I had used the stencil over this half of the paper and then just fussy cut the raven and put him where I wanted him, I think it would be finished. What do you guys think? I think that's what I should do. I should like kind of start all over a little bit.
Emily Lichtenwallner says needs a moon.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. I think that everything is off because I started off. So let's start again. Because we can.
Kathleen Hoovis, do your words and stencil a bit over the words. Michelle Allen, isn't there a deep blue bird in one of the IOD transfers that will pull in your Poseidon?
That is a good idea, Michelle.
Billy Keir, a smaller bug in the raven's beak.
We might do that one just because. This heart would be really cool inside of there too.
Let's see. Anna Lee, I like the typewriter piece with branches. Sherry Spade Benhart, how about a tree from one of the Halloween papers? Lindsay Tyler, branch under the raven with a moon. Susan Gully, paint the raven a color and add the rose. Let's see. Patsy Miller, I like the rose idea. Cindy Dobson Lanfer, what's the raven looking at?
Well, in the actual whole thing, the raven's kind of looking. There's a moon.
No, she's asking you. What is the raven looking at?
I know.
So
I was going to answer.
Well, no. What do you think the raven's looking at?
Well, because I'm in the middle of doing something, and I'm thinking that it's going to work. So I think that what happened was I tried to keep the raven inside the cloche. What I should have done was kept my moon and my tree and fussy cut the raven and put him on top. And that would have solved all the problems.
All right.
Is what I'm thinking. What do you guys think?
Michelle,
I think I should redo it.
Michelle Adamus, half of the heart would be cool. Mary Casey, timepiece mold hanging from the top with the bird watching it.
Ooh, that would be really cool.
Carmen Dahmer, maybe just put the word in, then see. Tammy Valoni, the skull with the book. Mary Sharkey, do you have a small owl that could be in a tree that the raven's looking at? Angie Champagne, use the moth. Lindsay Tyler, what about the smaller death mark that is across the mouth? Erica Kevin Peck. Oh, Erica. Hi, Erica. Can you fussy cut a moth from the paper?
Yeah, I have a moth, but he's really big. I thought about that too.
Cassandra Smith, the raven wants to catch a butterfly. All right. Susan Gully, raven paint red and rose red against the dead will look cool. Oh, Lindsay Tyler meant the deaf moth. Sorry about that.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. Michelle Allen, I like where you're going with the tree and the moon.
Yeah, I'm thinking I think the reason why I'm having such a hard time is because my vision is not really being, like I started off wrong.
All right, how about this from Susan Gully? Just take something with color, put it there, and you'll see how neat it looks with the black and white. So I think she's just saying, just
stick something there with color.
Yeah, just
I put something there with color, and my husband insulted me about my my fern.
The fern is, look, when I take a photo, when I'm out being Reporter Dave, when I was an editor, my reporters would make fun of me because I would always come back with one photo. I would take a photo of somebody taking a photo.
Oh yeah, that is you. You are known for that photo.
That is my photo. I try to get the photo that they're taking on their phone usually in focus, and everything else out of focus.
And for the retailers who came to the retreat, you guys will notice that there was one of those photos in the drive of photos. Yep. I think it was Margie.
And I definitely took that photo. That's a Dave photo. Ferns is a Royce thing.
It is.
Just saying.
I already decided what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna redo it.
All right.
I think that's the problem. I was so intent on keeping that raven inside the cloche that I think I started off wrong, if you know what I mean.
Linda Lynch, Tree with the Moon and Fussy Cut the Raven.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna redo it. It's not a big deal.
And DLS Boutique and Debbie Howard, love your hair.
Thank you. So, where is my ink?
And we are at an hour 6.
We are not. I spent half the time being indecisive. I'm sorry, y'all. Can you just fussy cut the moon? I want the tree too, though. I think I tried to keep that raven in there, and I really should have done it differently. So I am going to just redo it. And then I question whether or not I should have something up here at the top at all.
All right, on YouTube, Candy Krupowitz, You Need a Man in the Moon. That's what the Raven's looking at. Nancy Crippen, I was thinking use the heart like Edgar Allan Poe. So creepy. Felicia,
I know. I like the heart too. I really do.
Felicia Brown, use the eyes, nose, and mouth with the moth.
You know what? I have that one. I'm working on a project with that one with the crystal ball. Well, it's a snow globe or a crystal ball, whatever it is. But I'm working on that one. I had to do the background before I took my nap today. I know David was probably wondering what the heck I was doing.
Yeah, it was, I'm going to go take a nap. And then a half an hour later, you were still working on something.
Because when I get hit with something, I have to do it, baby. Oh my, somebody driving by playing music tonight. So, I'm going to have to order another mic. Our mics just stopped working.
I don't think it's our mics.
I mean, no, seriously, babe, because I can see, I have a little thing right there that shows me the volume.
Right, your levels.
Yeah, and there was 0 coming from the mic.
But the fact that both mics are down doesn't make sense.
Well, it's connected by the same thing, though, into the device.
That's why I think it's settings in the device. It happens every now and then. Especially if you've had a system update.
You could be right. We will take a look at it.
Because really the only reason our mics would go out is if we're pulling on them and the wires are separating inside.
Which is weird because we didn't take it to Tucson, so it's not like we packed it up and then we came back. And
that's why we're not beating the microphones up at all. So that tells me it's a setting, not the actual microphones. Although, for all I know, Apple decided that dongle is no good anymore. You need to buy a new one.
Yes.
Which could be. But the mics themselves are fine, I think. Michelle Monroe Allen, I appreciate your decision to redo it. Like it gives me permission to do the same instead of settling.
You guys, yeah. I want you guys to know something. Like, I know you guys come on and you watch a lot of us create. And I hear a lot of you say things like, oh, I could never create that, or I could never do that, or mine wouldn't be that great. A, comparison is the devil. Don't do that. And B, we make mistakes all the time. Like, if we're being honest with you guys, we make mistakes all the time. Usually, though, most people who are not crazy like me they work out all their stuff before they do a live. So they have a practice piece, you know, all the things, but I don't generally do that. Because everybody messes up. And honestly, if you're going to learn anything new, because I want to save my Raven, and it said, be brave enough to suck at something. So basically, like, you're going to have to, like, suck at something for you to learn something new, right? Because none of us start off doing things wonderfully. We kind of have to learn.
Dreaming Cat Studio on YouTube still live? Yes, we are.
We are still live, yes.
Melissa McCracken, hello from Alabama. Sorry that you're late. You come in whenever you want.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Welcome.
All right.
I know I had somebody make a comment on YouTube, and I don't know if the person is on tonight and they were like, this is just too long. You guys do too much chit chat. You need to get to the craft. So I do want to point out that Sunday night crafts are for visiting and hanging out. Like, that's what we do. I do try and upload new videos once a week, though, with new tutorials onto my YouTube channel. My VA's been sick, so I don't know if I'm gonna have a video for this week, but you know, we'll be working on doing that. And then we also have I also have a blog, you guys. So if you guys are roycycled.com and you look up the top, you'll see blog there. So if you don't like watching the whole video, you can just go read the blog too. So
Angie Champagne,
we have options.
Angie Champagne asked, do you need to paint over the old music sheet before putting down the new piece?
Yes, ma'am, I am, or it's gonna show through because the paper gets transparent once it gets wet. And so I'm gonna want to paint that before I start over with the new one.
Dreaming Cat Studio on YouTube. My art mentor says I must make a ton of bad art to make good art.
Yes, absolutely.
There's an artist out of Canada that I loved following. He's great, wonderful humorist. Said he had 1,000 bad drawings that he had to do.
Yes.
Before he had one good one.
Yes.
And I believe that. And I've treated it the same way with, I always tell reporters when I hire them, because sometimes they come in and I'd say, okay, here's what you're missing on your story, etc. And they go, oh man, I stink at this. And I go, no, you have 1,000 bad ones before you walk in with the one that's got everything the way you need it to be.
Yeah. And
I hope that release that burden, that pressure of it's got to be perfect from them.
Yes.
Because it doesn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. Journalism's a little different from art.
Writing is still art. I mean, expression shows itself in many different ways.
No, you can be happy with it. Somebody can dislike it. But that's art because it's interpretive. Journalism is, we better have the facts right.
Well, yeah, but how you write it can still, some people not
style is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
My husband, I thought he would be a perfect editor for me, you guys. No. He wants everything AP style, and I write the way I talk.
And that's true. It's true. That's my background.
I know. But I thought, oh, he was an editor. He'll be a perfect editor for my blog. No. You should have seen all them red marks on my blog.
I would just have to... No. I put red marks on your glossary.
Oh, yeah, you did. The glossary is different.
You asked me to edit your intro, too.
Yes.
I would just have to... I would have to make my 1,000 bad edits.
Oh, I see.
Because you got to learn. No.
I know.
I started writing for the stage. So I had to learn how to write for print, for journalism. Then I had to learn how to write for radio. They're all very different.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so you guys see what I'm saying? Like, I think that this is going to be like 1,000 times better. Because now, I think that the proportions were off. They were just off. And there wasn't going to be anything that I could have done necessarily for my own satisfaction to fix that. Because now you guys can see that the moon and the tree come way further into the space. And then with my raven here, now it looks like it's a completed piece. I think that all this space here makes it look like it's not done.
Sandy Roberts, how did you get rid of the raven? Would you lift up that piece of paper?
How did I get rid of what raven? This one?
No, the other one.
Well, so what I did was I shifted my paper over. So you'll notice in here you barely see the moon and
That's
you barely
right.
see the tree,
No,
right?
she was asking how you got rid of the raven that's underneath. You didn't get rid of it. You're going to paste over it.
I am, but I'm explaining the whole thing because I think what she's asking me is how do I get rid of the raven on this one.
Oh, gotcha.
I simply shifted my cloche over. So this raven is in the same place on the design, right? So he's sitting right here on the design. So I just shifted the cloche over because I wanted to capture more of the moon and the tree. So you'll notice on this one, you barely see any of the moon and the tree because the cloche is sitting over on the design because I was trying to make sure that I got the raven. But I think this is a better option because now the tree comes further into the cloche. The moon comes further in. I can put the raven on, and now it looks like a completed design as opposed to this with like this weird space in the middle that looks like it needs something.
Linda Gibson, John Audubon would collage over his mistakes. You're in there with the big wigs.
Oh, yeah. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to go over this with some white paint real quick.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So you've done, what do you call them? Classes, but you have a name for them. When you do the
courses?
The courses, thank you. Would there be any interest in a course on mistakes? How do you fix it? Or is that just a one-time thing?
I think that it would be hard to do a course because the amount of things that could happen are just the number of mistakes that you could make, right? And
well, I think it's more, would you be interested in a class on how to fix the mistake? Like, there are some things where I would look at it and I go, well, you can't fix that. The best you could do is paint over it and start over. Mm-hmm. But there may be ways to do it that you don't have to do that. That's why I'm asking.
So what mistake would you like the class to include? I don't know.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No, that's what I'm saying, babe.
Well, this one is one that you believe you're fixing a mistake.
Yes.
We've got the tankard. What do you call the Stein?
Oh yeah, the one from the motel room.
Yeah, that you want to redo.
Yes.
Totally different reasoning, totally different things. This is more artistic. That one, I think you'd even admit
that was functional.
Yeah, it functionally needs to change. That's why I'm asking: is there a value in a course? Is there a course there to be done?
No, I hear what you're asking me, babe. My response is, it would be hard to anticipate all the mistakes because when you're working, there are just so many things.
No, I know. I understand that, but it could be, mistakes part 1. And then next year it's part 2 when you discover, oh, this could have happened. All right, well, let's figure this out. I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
He threw me under the bus, y'all, because we've had this discussion.
No, I'm just curious if anybody wants it. Because maybe it's not. Maybe it's literally a one-time thing.
And then sometimes your mistakes work out to not be mistakes, too. Which is really cool when that happens.
What is it? Happy accidents? Isn't that what
yes.
Bob Ross
There's
used
no
to say?
mistakes, just happy accidents.
Just happy accidents? Michelle Monroe Allen, 99 mistakes, but of course ain't one.
Sorry, that was funny.
Sandy Roberts, I've made 99 mistakes today alone. I would like Royce to tell me how to fix all of them.
Are they mistakes or are they experiences? That's another part. Yeah. I think that, because I've been working on my cardboard pieces and I've been kind of stretching myself a little bit, and I've made 2 pieces that I really don't care for. I mean, it's not that I hate them. It's just that I would have made different choices given another opportunity. But when I sat down to do my background for the piece I'm working on with the phrenology head, I was able to do my background a lot more concise because I had already learned just by making the mistakes on the other 2. So some of it is just doing the things. Like, you guys can watch and watch and watch and watch, but until you actually go through the exercise of creating, you won't really know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And so that's some of it too.
Dreaming Cat Studios said common mistakes, yes, not all, just the top 10.
Are you siding with him, Dreaming Cat Studio?
That's on
No,
YouTube.
I could.
Shan Booth, I think it's all learning and experience, and unless you're trying to create something very specific.
Yes.
Michelle,
I mean, if your resin doesn't set up, chances are, you didn't mix it right. Like, there are some mistakes that are just,
Shannon Booth says maybe if people submitted their mistakes, concerns ahead of time.
Oh.
Michelle Monroe Allen, it's more philosophical than specific. And where is it? Ooh. Susan Gully, since you've changed your mind, I would still add a couple of red berries in the tree. You'll be surprised.
You just want something red in there, don't you, Susan?
Well, red and black work so good together.
I know.
I mean, I get that.
I'm really using teal as my accent color, though.
And Linda Gibson says on YouTube, you cannot fix all mistakes the same way.
Yeah.
Sandy Roberts, I've managed to save most, but I'm being extra critical of myself because I'm working on 2 things for other people.
No, that's different.
Yes.
That's different.
Yeah, when you're doing commission, or commissioned to do a piece, that's a very different thing than creating art, if that makes sense.
I mean, even if it's a commissioned art piece, I mean, it's the same thing.
I always, when I commission pieces, and I love commissioning artwork.
Yes.
People will tell me, what do you want? And I'll say, here's the character. I don't tell them how I want them. The only thing I will say is, especially for some of the artists I like, not too sexy. Because it's in my office.
Yeah.
So, come on. I know what you guys like to do.
Don't be drawing that stuff.
Yeah. Sexy's okay, not R-rated.
Yes.
So, but that's the only thing I tell them. After that, they're the artist. If I'm going to tell them what to do, then I should be able to do it myself.
You're like a unicorn customer, though, babe. Most customers have a very specific a picture in their mind, and they want you to make it come to fruition, but you can't see the picture in their mind, which is why I don't do commissions.
Right. Carmen Dahmer, what I found with the cardboard was I put everything I want on the top, paper, stencils, transfers, then rip the layers off around the elements.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to be like, I went through Carmen and prepped a whole bunch of cardboard and I ripped it. Mainly, some of it, but yes, that would be easier because you can control like the scale of your piece and the balance by doing it like that. I watched your video too of the piece that you did with the deer inside of there.
We're at 122.
Are we? Probably because Royce couldn't make up her mind. Okay, I'm gonna decoupage this in here real quick.
This is gonna be a 3-parter, isn't it?
No, we cannot go 3 parts.
It's a mini series.
No.
We've made this into a mini series.
No, no
yes.
mini series.
This is Rich Man, Poor Man Decoupage.
No.
Urban Oaks, The Winds of War.
Who Killed JR? I'm just kidding.
No, that was a mini series.
I know, that was a mini series. It felt like a mini series, though. It was like a whole season. Who Killed JR? I remember that.
No, Who Shot JR?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Who Shot JR? I think my mom even had like a pin.
I say we do part 3 next week and get the whole debate over color going again.
You just want to argue.
I want to win. I don't win very often with you. I'm on the losing side most of the time. Kim Rogers, I'm working and watching, trying some book page projects using a 1984 Reader's Digest Almanac. Pages are aging nicely but tearing. Oh, poo.
Try putting like some clear gesso over the top of your pages, or even doubling up your pages. So like take a glue stick and glue like 2 pages together before you start working to give them a little bit more,
Angie Champagne, a Mistakes series. Roseanne Incorvea Ross, it's a Lifetime movie. No, that doesn't go multiple days, do they?
They can.
Do they? Okay. Cinder...
David saw Lifetime did a documentary on Kiss, and he was like, "No, I am so not watching that."
Yeah, no, I'm not watching the Lifetime documentary on Kiss. I don't like Kiss to begin with.
But you're not gonna watch it because it's on Lifetime, though. That was
correct.
The thing.
The only thing I like about Kiss is making fun of Kiss.
The one guy at Comic-Con with his costume was pretty cool.
It was very cool, but yeah. Gene Simmons is pompous and hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yes. Anyway, and a terrible actor, which I love to watch.
You love to watch.
Oh, he's in so many great bad movies. And they have one good song. Every band has one good song. Every band
has one good song.
One good song.
Even Milli Vanilli.
Even Milli Vanilli, one good song. The guys that actually sang weren't horrible.
I know.
It was just,
They weren't singing.
I mean, I didn't like the song,
Girl, you know it's true.
No. But every band has one good song. You'll find one.
I love you.
Kisses is Detroit Rock City. It's the only good one.
That's the only good one?
But no, I'm not watching a Lifetime documentary on Kiss.
You see, I see how the way he says Lifetime.
And Cinder Lanfer says, I like a miniseries. Sherry Benhart, I got to see and visit with Angela.
Oh, I saw that. I'm jelly. I have not seen Angela in years.
Michelle Allen, that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm on a flight Sunday, and I have my Roycycled Scraps prepping pages. Kim Rogers, good idea. Name for your series as Royce turns junk into cool stuff.
Ooh.
I think we're doing a mini-series. You got to come back to this next week.
Oh my gosh. What's the mini-series? I like the turning junk in. Oh, you guys know what? Don't tell my husband. But I went to go pick up an industrial shelf, and the young man was like, I pulled out this stuff for you to look at, to see if maybe you could use some of this.
So the van's going to be full again, isn't it?
Oh, no. Me and George already brought it home and put it away.
Oh, okay. Well, then, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
But it was a whole bunch of crates and metal boxes. If you guys follow me on TikTok, you guys probably saw it. And I posed the question, should I buy it, as if I waited for an answer. Y'all know I already bought it. But I bought the whole lot of it. And so I actually have a lot of stuff to redo.
So I think next week, in addition to putting the Raven back on and then whatever else is going to go in. With
that Raven is going on right now.
No, we got 3 minutes.
Okay.
I think we should experiment with a transfer on the ridges and see what it does.
And just see what happens? Perhaps. Let's see.
Jen Kilborn. Oh my gosh, I thought he said kids.
Oh.
Not kiss. And then he said, I don't like kids anyway. I like kids.
Yeah, she thought you said kids, not kiss.
It's like, oh my gosh, he doesn't like kids?
He's a monster.
He is. No, I like kids.
Okay. That is so much better, right? Now it looks like it's complete. Oh, that's so much better.
Michelle Monroe Allen. What's the title of this? Royce, watch me. Angie Champagne, aren't those streaming shows miniseries? Today they kind of are.
Well, they have like some specific miniseries. Like, what did I just watched something that was a miniseries. It was about these twin sisters. I forgot the name of it, but it was really good. And so they've been switching for like years. Their husbands didn't know. One has like a husband and a daughter and lives on the ranch, and the other one lives in the city and works for a marketing firm. Anyways, it was really weird and interesting.
Are they
but
nice?
It was a miniseries. No, they're women.
Country Mouse, City Mouse?
Oh, no, they're not nice. It was really good, though. But it was a miniseries. And I like a miniseries, too, because not everything needs to be a show. Sometimes something needs to just end.
I'm sorry. That was just such a horrible bomb.
I know.
And you went right past it.
I'm sorry.
You really should have called attention to it.
I was trying to save you.
No, you shouldn't have. You should have just...
I was trying to be
helpful.
helpful.
You should have leaned into it and said, that was so terrible, I should make you leave.
I am finishing up right now, baby.
I acknowledge my bombs. It's okay.
No, I actually wrote an
Echoes
article
is what that was called.
Called
Yeah, Michelle Allen. And,
oh yeah, did you guys watch it?
Yep, Carol Loopy.
It was good.
Shannon Booth. They all watched it.
Right? I was confused. Like, I really didn't know what was going on at first. It took me a minute to figure it out that they were actually switching. Could you imagine? I am tidying my lines here because it's bothering me. I'm being a bit of a dork about it, but okay. So I am like basically done with this project. I'm probably gonna go in and do some washes with the Poseidon some places or something, but this was an experiment, but I think I like it. I have my mechanical bottom. My cloche is full now. I don't think it needs anything. I could put transfers in there if I wanted though. And this part is flat, you guys. So I could use transfers inside of my cloche because there's no corrugation under it. Just so you guys know that. So I could use a transfer. I just don't have one that I think is going to add anything to this. And so I think I'm done. I don't know if you guys think I'm done, but I think I'm done. But yes, there were a lot of good ideas for things to put inside the cloches. And honestly, you guys, I cannot wait to see what everybody makes.
I think you need a moon.
There is a moon right here.
Where?
There's a moon in there. Here, I'll do a close-up.
I see a circle.
Well, yeah, that's the moon. See? The spots in the moon. You have the tree. The moon. Well, it's like, you know me. When I build my designs, I use things from different things. So there's like a scale on the outside of it because I love topography, but there's a moon there.
See, honestly, before you, it's just now coming up. It still kind of looks like a clock to me.
Okay.
Because look at the edges around it.
I know there's a scale on it because
Yeah.
it's from a scientific illustration. So
Yeah.
there's a scale on it, but it's still the moon.
I understand, but it's giving me a clock feel.
Well, I like the clock.
All right.
What do you guys think? I think it's complete. And I can play with something else again. And I'll show you guys what I'm working on in the house too, because I have the phrenology head. Where is
Cinder Lamper, who said it needed red berries? I think I agree.
You guys just make me go put some color on here, aren't you? You guys are determined to make me put some color on here.
Walter Garrell says it's complete. Patsy Miller says perfect. Angie Champagne says looks good.
See, and you know what's so crazy is that people thought that people who like, this is actually science, right? Phrenology is science. And people thought that people were crazy to say this, but it's kind of true. Like, our frontal lobe is responsible for decision making, and like different parts of the brain is responsible for different things. So they were kind of right.
Phrenology studying the bumps on the head?
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't exact science. It wasn't right, but they weren't like way off by base either.
No, the brain, yes. You got very... Somebody, I just read recently the misnomer that we use 10% of our brain is false.
It's false?
Yeah.
But all the motivational speakers tell us that that's the case.
We don't. We use all the brain. What we do is the brain routinely pushes things out because otherwise it would be overwhelming. So, for example... you walk into a room and you smell something. Within 5 minutes, you don't necessarily smell it anymore.
Oh, I know. Yes.
And normal smells, not like, oh, it's burning, because that's safety. You know, the brain is constantly processing that.
But like when people say, oh, it doesn't stink in here. Oh, no, you're just nose dead. You don't smell
everybody's house smells different.
Yes.
That sort of thing. But eventually, you know, you're there and it goes away. So it's not that the brain, we're not using all the brain, it's that the brain is saying we need to keep things compartmentalized, because if not, we'd be over-processing and couldn't do anything.
And then we have RAM, right? Like you have your random access memory. So you have to have enough room in your brain to be able to move stuff around so that you can access it when you need to. Kind of like a computer. And then you have storage, where you're storing all your memories and stuff.
Deanna Joy Stoops Drennan, a red rose laying at the bottom outside the cloche.
Oh, that would be really pretty.
Sandy DeJarnay is totally wrong because she says it looks like a moon to her. Hidden Comp Rogers, it's a moon, David.
See? Thank y'all for having my back.
Michelle Allen, sometimes knowing when to stop is the hardest part.
Yes, it is, Michelle. And I always say I'm driving on the highway of cool, and then I just pass my exit. And then it's just not cool anymore.
Judy K. Hurst Humphrey. Speaking of TikTok, my daughter called me today, told me she's following a lady on TikTok that she really liked. Her name is Royce, and I should check her out. She was so excited, I didn't have the heart to tell her I've been watching you for a long time. I just told her I'd check you out.
Oh my gosh, we did. We made a cake plate out of some old tin this week, and we posted that video on TikTok. I'm just now getting back to TikTok. I had to take some time off. That whole app, they want you to post every day, y'all. 3 times a day. It's just too much.
Angie Champagne suggests more Poseidon. Belinda Ruth.
Yeah.
Add a piece of ivy from one of the transfers, wrapped around the front, then grunge it up.
I think I'm going to have to... Can I tell you guys a secret? It's hard. It's not hard. It's different creating with an audience than when you're by yourself. And so sometimes I'll like do the final touches when I'm kind of in here by myself. So I know that I want to do some more washes of Poseidon in here. And I may add something. I just don't know what. I just wanted to see what that would look like with the heart in there. I probably should have scooted that down a little bit. So I don't know. That's kind of cool, right?
Sandy Roberts, my son had a stroke 2 years ago. It affected his short-term memory loss. So now his brain makes up things he can't remember. The brain is fascinating. Yeah.
That's what, because, you know, I work with seniors, with people with dementia. And a lot of my seniors, if something is missing, right, if they miss something, then they make up a whole story about what happened to it.
Well, we saw that with your mom.
Yes,
so,
we did.
When your aunt passed away,
yes,
you guys got to visit her the week before.
Well, we drove up. No, she passed away by the time before we got back to Arizona.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Oh, so the
Yes.
week of her passing.
Yes.
But you saw her before she passed.
Yes.
And it got to the point where your mom truly believed
that she was there.
That she collapsed in front of your mom.
Yes.
And that your mom performed CPR but could not save her. Your mom was a nurse.
Yes.
So that's not unreasonable. The unreasonable part is
that's not what happened.
That's not what happened at all. Your mom was in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. And could not.
And she couldn't have done that anyways.
But that's what with her Alzheimer's, that's what she remembered.
Yes.
Because
she was a nurse, and that's part of who she was. She lost her
sister-in-law.
Yeah.
But legitimately was one of her best friends.
Yes, my uncle married my mom's best friend. So,
yeah. So, I mean, it's not like it was, I lost my sister-in-law.
Yeah, no, they were best friends, and my
decades
uncle,
before.
Well, yeah, they grew up together.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
So, that's the way she processed that. That makes sense.
It does.
It does. And you know what? I don't think any of us corrected her.
No.
Nope. And she was quite happy with that.
Because why?
Because it made her feel like...
No, I mean, why correct her?
Yeah, well, that, and she suffered a loss. Why take away what little she had?
Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just using my texture stamp to add some texture. And I put like a crack in my cloche there. I think I kind of like that too. Anyways, I will continue playing. Hopefully I will not overplay and ruin it. But I think that we're done for tonight. I hope this was a good demonstration of how you can use the stencils. Now, I love decoupage, so it makes sense that this is how I'm using a stencil. But you guys, please, Michelle Adams did a project with hers, completely different application. Lynn Brundage did...
Wide?
Oh, sorry. Lynn Brundage did a creation with hers. She did like... she decoupaged and made a whole collage, and she used this paper. She just used one sheet of paper, and then she did her cloche, and then she put stuff inside of her cloche. And I'm trying to think of who else has done a project. Liz Dvorak is in the middle of doing a project. I think she's on step 2. I watched her yesterday, but everyone's approaching it a little different, and I think that's so exciting to see. And so I cannot wait until I see what you guys are doing. With the stencils, because I know that you guys will have ideas too.
Before you sign off, I got called out on YouTube. David stopped reading YouTube comments, so Dreaming Cat Studio says you could paint closed glass highlights to make it look more like glass.
Yeah.
Joan Volkman, what about a little bit of bead gel around the edges of the glass? Like the night is so cold, it's starting to get frosty.
And to make it, like, give it some reflection.
Yes. And Linda Gibson says music uses the entire brain.
Oh, well, because it's the left and the right side. You got the creative side and, you know.
The functional side.
Well, music is very mathematical.
And I think every musical instrument requires the use of both hands, correct?
Oh, I know, huh?
Which is odd.
I never thought about like that.
Yeah.
But you're right. Huh. You're right. So I'm going to play and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't go too far. I've been known. I have priors. So we'll see what happens. And I sealed my paper with gesso, so it allows me to put all this wet stuff on it without my my cardboard reacting. If you guys want to be an insider, for my insiders, I did not get an email out this weekend. I apologize. I kind of did it on purpose because I did send out a resource to my insiders this week. I hope you guys liked it because everything I put on that list, I legitimately have here in my space. It's what I use because I mean, I know I'm a little young to have arthritis, but it's family. I do have some arthritis in my hands. And so these are really the things that I use to make creating easier for me. And so that days, even when my hands aren't 100%, I can still create. And so I'm hoping that that resource had value for you guys. And so I didn't send out one for the live because you guys know where we are by now, right? But if you would like to be a Roycycled Insider, I do send out resources every month. And then any announcements that are made like publicly, I always send them out to my insiders first. So you can do #insider here in your comments and you guys will get the information for becoming an insider. I do send out text alerts before we go live. So if you want to receive texts, you can put #texts. And I'll send you that information as well. And we will be at Pinners November 11th and 12th in Scottsdale, Arizona. Super excited. We've been actually we've already started building our kits. I'm teaching a class and that's one kit. And then we're doing a separate make and take, something totally different at our booth. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can put #Pinners and you guys will get that information as well. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and use the hashtags and then I'll just post the information for you guys. You guys won't get it automatically, but I'll post it.
#Pinners, #Insiders, #David is always right. Got it. And by the way, Michelle Allen, harmonica. Does not use any hands. I guess more to cup it, but that's, yeah.
Well, you kind of have to use both hands.
No, you one to hold, one to kind of cup it.
I know.
It's not the same as like playing piano or guitar or drums.
I'm just being like.
Yeah, she got me.
She got you. Okay, and I think that's all we have tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I really do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us on Sundays. I just honestly, every week, I know I say this to you guys, but I mean it with everything in my heart. There is nothing here that I've done today or any time that you guys come and join me that you guys cannot do. You guys can do this, and you guys can do it today. Thank you so much. You guys have a good